I'm Mark.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Alter Ego Comics TV for the week of November 16th, 2016. Lots of cool stuff to talk about this week, and we'll get right to it with my pick of the week, Slam, #1, by Pamela Ribon and Veronica Fish. Too easy to pronounce last names. Thank you very much. This is published by Boom under their Boombox imprint and is a comic about roller derby. That's right, roller derby.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a preview of this about 3 weeks ago, and Josh and I both loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And after reading all of the books that I read last night, I loved it more than anything else I read last night. So that's how it became my pick of the week. But it focuses on two women that end up kind of trying out for this roller derby team. They're kind of, I don't know, wandering aimlessly through life, looking for something to latch onto, something to get excited about, to be passionate about, and they kind of stumble into roller derby, and you get to see what their personal lives are like. You get to experience what their lives are like when they discover roller derby, and they kind of latch onto each other because they both get to experience this new thing together. And just the artwork is great, the writing is fantastic. For someone who knows jack all about roller derby, it's very easy for someone new to the sport to get into.
Yeah, everything I know about roller derby is from that Jim Croce song, Roller Derby Queen.
I know less than that. All I know is from I
That
didn't even see that movie with Drew Barrymore.
Was it also called Slam?
I don't know.
It was like a one-word action title.
It's from reading the back matter in Goon comics from Eric Powell.
Eric Powell does love roller derby.
Yeah. So it's a great comic. I can't really put into words why this book is so awesome. And I think I can to some degree. It's because it's about it's a human story.
Mm-hmm.
So much of what we read every week is about superhumans and supernatural elements, and this is a very human story, and we don't get these that often. And when we do, and when they're done extremely well, they resonate, and this one does. So Slam is one that I highly recommend, one that we both highly recommend.
Absolutely.
We both truly enjoyed it. So pick it up. Really, don't walk by it.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim, this is very similar. They use a lot of the kind of shout-out infographic type stuff that, I can't think of the Scott Pilgrim guy's name.
Brian Lee
O'Malley used in Scott Pilgrim. But also, Sex Criminals is very good. Like the human portrayal of people. Super
Strangers
awesome.
in Paradise. I mean,
absolutely Strangers
any of that
in Paradise.
stuff. If you like any of those books, Slam is right up your alley. And I would go to, I'm really digging the artwork. I think the art is very Chip Zdarsky-esque.
Yeah, Veronica Fish sounds familiar. Is she on something else?
I don't
Did
know.
she do an Archie run or something?
It's possible.
I swear I know that name.
Yeah, I don't know. I really dig the artwork more than Scott Pilgrim for me. I mean, Scott Pilgrim.
Well,
Scott
O'Malley's
Pilgrim
a much more
right.
cartoony style. Or
it's
anime
a cross
style.
between it's somewhere between Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise and Chip Zdarsky's Sex Criminals,
Right,
maybe.
which is a good place to be.
So what is your roller derby name?
Well, that depends. You see, the problem is we can't be roller derby people in this world because we're boys, and that's not a thing.
There's no boy roller derby?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, we are not experts. So I think if it was a world where, like...
in a world.
If it was a world where we were just gender swapped, and I was a girl, I would be the Crushinator. That would be my roller derby name. How about you?
I was thinking of my name based on still being a man.
Well, that's okay. What do you got there?
I think it would be Iceman.
Iceman
Would be my roller derby name.
Like Maverick and
Yeah,
Top Gun?
like-
or like Bobby Drake?
A combination of the two. It would be a cross between Bobby Drake and Val Kilmer's character in Top Gun.
I think that is the dream, to be a cross between Val Kilmer and anybody. No, I think in our world, I would probably be called the Bandicoot because I crash into everything. Or maybe like Windows 95.
Yes, that is a great name. that may become your nickname, just Windows 95. Everyone refer to Josh as Windows 95 now.
But I think in a world if I was trying to, in our world, I was like cross-dressing, I think I would be called Tuck and Roll. That would be my roller derby name.
That is also a good one. This book is so good, folks. I really cannot stress enough how good Slam is. So awesome.
Another indie #1 this week. My pick is Ether, written by Matt Kent with art by David Rubin. You may remember Matt Kent from Mind Management and... Okay. this book is like ripped. Everything's fine. So this is about a kind of Reed Richards-y, explorer-y scientist guy who discovers a way to transmute or transport himself into a world of magic and mysticism, and he's trying, like any good scientist, to analyze and explain and understand it. And I like that this doesn't start at the beginning. It kind of drops us in the middle of everything. He's already been going to this place for a while. Some of the denizens of the universe know him already. And he's sort of adopted almost like a Sherlock Holmes type persona. You know, they need things solved, and because they use magic, they're not familiar with using deductive reasoning and things that he's very familiar with from our world. So he sort of like solves crimes and help people while he's trying to understand this super bizarre magical universe. And this issue sees him being drawn in we see him enter their world, which is super fun, the kind of goofy, whimsical way it happens. And he's drawn into an assassination. There's been a shooting, and he has to try and solve kind of a locked room mystery with a bullet. And we meet his assumed nemesis, his Dr. Moriarty type character, who's the head librarian there. And it's just very good. It's not like anything else you read. It's got really bizarre stuff going on. The little bird that sings songs so terrible it makes you vomit, and like it's very cool and weird, and just, I mean, he's walking through town and there's like monkey people and slug people, and it's just the most trippy, bizarre fantasy world imaginable. And I really liked it. But what I really loved was at the end we see him come back to our world, and his status in our world is not necessarily what you would expect from reading the rest of the issue. So very cool stuff from Matt Kindt. Matt Kindt always has big ideas, and they are certainly on display in Ether #1 from Dark Horse.
The book I was looking forward to the most this week was Reborn #2 by Mark Millar and Greg Capullo. The first issue just blew me away. It was kind of one of those M. Night Shyamalan twist moments in the first issue. And it's been out for a month now, so I feel like I can give it away. But the bulk of the first issue was following the main character, Bonnie, who is an elderly woman. We get to see many of her loved ones pass away during her lifetime. And
get to see.
Yeah. And she's ready. She's ready. She's afraid, but she's ready to move on. And at the end of the issue, she passes away. But then we find out that we get to see what happens when you die in this series of Reborn, and you are reborn into another world called Adisteria. Sure, I can't pronounce that word. Which is a fantasy type realm, and then there is the evil realm of blah blah blah.
The
Darklands, where the bad people go, otherwise known as Mordor. And the first person that Bonnie meets, Bonnie's reborn as a 20-something blonde warrior. Blonde female warrior, and the first person that she meets is her father when she crosses over, and her father is young, and he's a warrior as well, and they've been waiting for Bonnie, and she in this issue she runs into former neighbors and teachers and classmates, and it's kind of this hodgepodge, this area that this Adisteria, whatever it is it's kind of a hodgepodge of different types of cities and towns. And former pets are there. If out other loved ones, and it helps you find them. And Miller kind of drops a couple hints here that may come back. I assume somewhere down the road that there are some loved ones from Bonnie and her father's past who are not with them, who have passed on. And so where are they? Are they good? Are they bad? Who knows? We find out that Bonnie's best friend growing up, or Bonnie's best friend through most of her life, and this was an interesting point for anyone who is a Christian. Her best friend grew up believing in God and Jesus and heaven and hell, and when she dies and realizes that none of that was true, she just kind of checks out and doesn't want to basically take the side of good, and is not helpful. So Bonnie goes to see her, and she's not very helpful. So this is a winner of a book on all accounts. Great writing, of course, by Mark Millar. Amazing artwork by Greg Capullo. An amazing premise of what happens when we die. And it's just so good. And I know that there are going to be some more twists to come in this. We also get to see we get to see two pets that Bonnie has had in her past. One that was a loyal companion, and one that was not so pleased with Bonnie and actually serves the Dark Master of the Dark Realms. Just so good.
That's like What Dreams May Come meets Lord of the Rings or something.
I never saw What Dreams May Come.
Oh, you wouldn't like it. It's depressing.
I don't like depressing movies.
Yeah,
I think that's why
I do like
didn't see
depressing movies. Great performances, though. Robin Williams.
You like depressing music and depressing movies?
That's my jam. And Greg Capullo knocks it out of the park on that.
He does, man. I am so glad that... I don't know what it is. Mark Miller is choosing to work with some of the best artists in the business, and they're doing these short, awesome stories. I want this to go on forever. I want this to be like a series for years.
Yeah, Mark Miller doesn't do that, though.
I know.
Next up for me is Superman 11, written by Pete Tomasi with art by Patrick Gleason, and this is the next part of In the Name of the Father, which is sort of throwing together the next generation of heroes, Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent. John? Mm-hmm. It was Jonathan Kent. Okay, they changed their name again when they moved. That's right. So this is, at the end of the last issue, they were not living up to the expectations of their parents, so they're being sent through Batman's boot camp. Batman and Superman and Alfred and some other people associated with those type of folks have set up a sort of scavenger hunty mission boot camp type thing to get the boys to work together, and it's awesome. I don't want to spoil any of it because it's a joy to read. The interactions between them is spot on. It's almost like, and I know you're just going to make a face, it's almost like Wuthering Heights, how the characters from the second half are sort of images of their predecessors, but they're not exactly the same. They're a little different. To see the interactions between Damian and John as through the eyes of seeing them as Bruce and Clark is very cool. Great characterizations, great art, great fun.
I agree. Awesome stuff. My final pick this week is Killer Be Killed #4 by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This continues the story of that guy. What's this guy's name? Norman? Daryl? I don't remember.
No.
George? Wait.
The girl says it.
His last name is Cross. Bazabazabazoo. I don't know what his name is.
It doesn't matter what
the guy who made the deal with the dark creature. He's going to commit suicide, and he is saved midway through by some demon that says, "I will save your life." Dylan Cross. Not as cool as Iceman, but he has to take the life of someone each day to remain alive, and he decides he's going to kill people that are bad.
Is it every day?
I thought it was every day.
Oh, okay.
Is it every week?
I don't know, because initially he was resisting it, and he went for a while, and then killed somebody.
I guess it can't be every
better.
day. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, he has to do it regularly. I think it might be month. I'll have to go back and read the first issue. But they're awesome, so it'll be great to reread them.
So yeah, this time around he is targeting someone in the Russian mob who is basically trafficking in sex workers. There's another word for this, and I can't remember what it is.
Human trafficking?
Human trafficking, that's what it is. And gets more than he bargained for in the process. He's also dealing with... He has a weird relationship. He's part of this love triangle with his best friend, who's a woman, but she is dating someone else, and yada, yada,
Who's
yada.
his roommate.
Yeah, who's his roommate. It's very messed up. It's like Three's Company. No, but it's not. It's Brubaker, man. It's some of the best writing in comics, and Sean Phillips can draw anything, although there's some questionable artwork in here. At one point, it's just... I don't know. I'm going to show you this picture.
Okay.
And we can laugh about it. Like this picture.
Yeah. I don't know what's...
That was kind of disturbing.
It's a weird angle.
Yeah. Weird choice of angle there, Sean Phillips. Killer Be Killed, if you can handle the subject matter, is one of the best written comics on the stands right now. And that's what it's about, folks. It's about the stories. So I would put this up against, Breaking Bad or, any of the kind of sick, twisted series that people get hooked into on television. Killer Be Killed is right up there with it. So I'm really enjoying it. I don't know where this is going. I love that Brubaker is working in a supernatural element to some of his more recent stories to break out of just the crime and the noir mode. But anytime you get Brubaker and Phillips together, you've got a winner.
And as always, we get a backup essay about the history of deals with the devil in fiction.
That is a long... That should be like a book unto itself.
Last up for me from the main picks is Sam Wilson, Captain America number 15, written by Nick Spencer.
Narc Spencer.
Art by Angel Unzueta, we'll say. And this was the book I needed this week. I actually needed it last week, but I got it this week, and that's okay. I forgive you, Nick Spencer. So, a lot of heavy stuff's been going on in Sam Wilson's life. He's come to blows with two different people who've previously wielded the shield in recent issues. Some people are saying unkind things about him because he wields the shield. Some people are saying unkind things because he doesn't wield the shield in the way they like. He's taking fire on all sides, just trying to do the right thing. He's in sort of a political quicksand. Things are bad for Sam Wilson. His life is rough. And so this issue is a great relief from that. Everyone remembers D-Man, of course.
Of course.
Longtime Captain America, Marvel aficionado, sidekick guy. But you may not remember that he was classically a universal? Cosmic? When the Thing wrestled, what was that called? Cosmic wrestling or whatever.
It wasn't cosmic wrestling.
It was like universal weight or something ridiculous like that. Anyway, so they're bringing D-Man back into the ring for a charity event.
D-Man.
And so Sam and the new Falcon are going to the event, also accompanied by a third person who Sam does not know is going to be there and is one of the people who's been saying bad things about him. And it's just great. It's fun. It makes you remember why people want to be heroes and why we want to do the right thing. And even in a dark and sad world where things do not go our way, there is still hope and joy. And good job.
I don't think we should talk anymore after that.
I'm fine.
We should just sign off. Because you demanded it, we will talk about, very briefly, books that we are continuing to enjoy, such as The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 21, a clone conspiracy tie-in. We get lots of time with the man known as Kane in this issue, and Spider-Gwen.
Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye, number 2 from the Young Animal imprint, Gerard Way and John Riviera. It's awesome. We get to see that Cave Carson's daughter has
a cybernetic ear.
She's just got a lot of her father's spirit and fight in her.
Lots of people asking in the shop, when is the next issue of Jessica Jones coming out? It is now out. Jessica Jones number 2 by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos continues the what the heck is going on in the world of Jessica Jones story of why does everyone hate her and why are Luke and she not together and what's up with baby Jones and all this other stuff. Just good. Parental advisory, not for kids. It says right there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what was bad in that. I mean,
there's a lot of language.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I Am Suicide, part 2, we'll say. Maybe part 3. It was part 3. Now I remember what I have in the previous issues. This is issue number 11 of Batman by Tom King with art by Mikkel Janin. Yeah, because remember the first part he recruits the team, and the last part they infiltrate, and then this is the start of the conflict. So Batman has gone to Santa Prisca with his team of suicide people, including Catwoman and, what's the guy Scarface's handler. The ventriloquist. The ventriloquist.
You're going to say the tugger?
No. I mean, maybe now I will. But, and yes, Bane, Batman, Catwoman, what more do you
Bronze Tiger,
Bronze Tiger,
Lollygag, and Whoop-De-Doo.
Yeah, I don't know who those two are.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to care about those people. I don't know. Old Man Logan, The Last Ronin, Part 5. God, this book is great. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino on the book the entire time. 13 issues. Same creative team.
Same creative team for the 5 before that in
No, it
Secret
was
Wars.
Bendis and Sorrentino. Bendis, yeah.
Not in Secret Wars.
Yeah, it was. Bendis did the miniseries in Secret Wars.
Okay.
I will bet money.
All right. I will bet money.
Okay.
Spell on Wheels, number 2. This is from Kate Leth and Megan Levins. This is a story of witchy road trip, and we get to get to the first location where they're trying to track down some of their possessions, and it's great. It's fun.
Infamous Iron Man number 2 continues the Brian Michael Bendis gravy train. Artwork by Alex Maleev, who could be the cousin of Michael Gaydos, according to the art style. Victor Von Doom continues to play Iron Man, and Ben Grimm, a.k.a. the ever-loving Blue-Eyed Thing, is not too happy about it and wants to beat the crap out of him.
We assume. He beats the crap out of a lot of other stuff. Enemy of the State, Part 2. This is an all-new Wolverine 14, written by Tom Taylor with someone Varela. Let's say Nick Varela. And last issue, we saw Laura being triggered in a small town, which normally means she goes all murdery, and that's exactly what happens. Kudos to Tom Taylor for structuring this story in such a way that I didn't have to watch my hero murder a bunch of people.
Woohoo! Suicide Squad number 6, Rob Williams, Jim Lee. There is something that is making everyone want to kill everybody else in this issue. Except for Harley Quinn, it makes her sane again. So if you want to see Dr. Harleen Quinzel put on the eyeglasses and the lab coat, this book is for you. Also, we get the origin of Killer Croc, and it is oh so sad. You should get this book anyway.
Nightwing number 9. Nightwing is finding his place back in the world now that he's no longer running about trying to take on the Court of Owls, and the person to help him out is Superman.
There's some choice dialogue in here.
There is. Well, and there's several callbacks to their last crossover was it in Nightwing when they were hanging out? I don't know. But
I will have to search this down and maybe we'll put it in the comments, but anyway, it's tough when your name is Dick. Trinity number 3, this is Francis Manipul on art, and he gets an assist, on the words, he gets an assist on art by Clayman, one of the mans, Popman, Clayman, who is it? Come on now. Clayman. So we get, this is just a fun story.
Rejected Spider-Man villains for $300.
Clayman. Also Popman. The trinity of superheroes in the DC Universe, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, are being held captive by Poison Ivy in Clark Kent's barn out in Hamilton, Kansas, or wherever it is they live. Also, young John Kent is being held captive by her. Lois Lane is none too happy. And in the dream realm of Poison Ivy, the different heroes are reliving sad moments of their lives. So this is kind of a throwback to the Alan Moore. Who was
what
that
do you
guy?
Get for the man who has everything?
What do you get for the man who has everything? But what
Mongol?
was that? Yeah, it was Mongol. But it's so good. And you know what? I actually really like Man's artwork on here. I like Manipul's artwork too, but it's a good story. It's to get these 3 heroes together in a good way. Outstanding.
Angel City number 2 from Oni Press, written by Janet Harvey with art by Megan Levins. Didn't Megan Levins do the art on one of the other books?
I don't think so.
Levins sounds familiar. Anyway, yeah, she was the artist on Spell on Wheels too.
Well, there you go.
There you go. 2 different publishers, same week. Good work. Continuing the story of Mob and Golden Age Hollywood. Great, fun stuff. Another cool backup story, or a backup kind of essay write-up thing about a character, the Golden Age Girl or something.
The Golden Age Girls.
It wasn't the Golden Girls.
Blanche
no,
Dubois.
right there. The Ice Cream Blonde. Yeah, the Ice Cream Blonde and Bugsy Siegel.
And the Ice Cream Blonde.
Just great. Just super awesome stuff. And last up for me, very close to being one of my picks this week, Spider-Man number 9, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Nico Leon, or possibly Leon, the professional.
And it shall be Lima. Sorry. No.
And this
to a lot of
you see this cover? Ain't nothing even remotely like that happens on this cover. This is dealing out with the personal family fallout from Civil War on Miles' life. We see people who care about him trying to hunt him down, figure out what's going on, and it's just great. Amazing characterizations, great dialogue. Bendis is really, really good at this.
He writes a lot of words. All right, so important news flash here that I want you all to be aware of. We have launched a new private Facebook group called Comics Are Awesome, and you're all invited. So there'll be a link in the comments, and we want you to join us. This is for comic fans around the world, and it is a positive group where we talk about comics that we like, hidden gems, things that we can recommend to each other. Basically a place for comic fans all around the world to get together. Now, usually the common link is Alter Ego Comics. So we had a private Facebook group for our local community here in Lima, but we wanted to open it up to everybody. And many of you, our YouTube viewers, wanted a way to kind of get involved with Alter Ego, and this is it. So we invite you to join the Comics Are Awesome private Facebook group. The link will be in the comments. And come join us. Introduce yourself. There's some questions there that we'd like you to answer when you get there. And there's a bonus free download when you join the group of our top 100 greatest graphic novels ever. So if you'd like to download that and find out what we think are the best comics ever, you'll find that there. So please, come hang out with us. It's going to be an active, engaged group of positive comic fans. Comics Are Awesome, private Facebook group. We hope to see you there. If you have any questions, you can also post those in the comments below the video. Give us a thumbs up for this video if you liked it this week, and make sure to subscribe so you're kept in the loop every time we add something new. As always, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.